Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am back today with a new segment for my channel, and I'm going to tell you guys now, I have been thinking about doing this kind of video for the longest time, but I really didn't have the experience in it, like a professional experience with this kind of thing. So now I do, and now I can tell you guys different things and different tips on how to achieve what I'm talking about. So I'm bringing a new segment. It's going to be called Let's Talk Tuesday, and it's going to be about hair, because I know I talk about makeup all the time on my channel because that's what I'm going to school for. Mainly is makeup and skincare, but there's so much more to beauty than just makeup. There's hair, there's skincare, there's just everything. So I want to be sure to cover everything on my channel so you guys get a good variety of different things to learn about on my channel. So let's just get into it. What really got me to sit down and film this was the fact that so many people on my Instagram especially have been asking me how I get my hair to be the colors that it is sometimes. So this video is for you guys. I mean, you guys asked me, I'm going to tell you how I get my hair to be these wacky, fun colors. A big reason that a lot of people have problems in salons is because they don't really know how to explain what they want to a salon stylist. So when it comes to getting haircuts, the first thing that people ask you, of course, when you're in the chair and you're sitting there, you're like, okay, I'm ready. They're going to ask you is, okay, so what are you looking for today to have done to your hair today? And you'll tell them, oh, I want a little off the ends, I want a lot off the ends, I want angles, I want layers, I want all this stuff. And that's all good and dandy, but if you don't explain to us exactly what you want, we have no idea of knowing what we're going to do to your hair. So I want to tell you guys how exactly you should say something to your stylist so you get exactly what you want every time, because I feel like it's not really spoken about here, especially on YouTube. I have not seen very many videos where stylists will tell you, you know, okay, well, say this and this and this so you know exactly what to get. So I'm talking about color today, so no cutting, nothing like that, just color. Another big thing that people always ask how I get my color is what kind of hair I have. As I said before, I have very dense, very, not damaged, but my cuticles are very open. And what I mean by that is this. When someone has had color done, or even just someone who has done their hair with heat tools for a very long time, your hair is considered damaged. Your cuticle is going to be considered open. So the more open a cuticle is, which is a cuticle is the strand of hair that we have right here in my hand, the easier it's going to take in color. Now it depends on how open it is. So if your hair has if you've only just blow dried your hair or straightened it every once in a while, you're going to be considered to have low porosity. If you do your hair a little bit more often with heat tools, and let's say your hair has been lifted at least one level, I'll explain what I mean by lift and levels in 2 seconds, then your hair is going to be considered like medium lift. Your cuticle will be like medium open, if that makes any sense. If your hair is like mine, who has been on the block a lot, and it's been lifted, it's been damaged with heat tools and all kind of stuff, you're going to have high porosity hair, which means your cuticles are going to be open and it's going to take in color very easily. Now mine is like right in the middle. Mine is that happy medium. It's not so damaged that my cuticle is way open that I can't keep color in my hair, but it's not necessarily medium where I have not used a lot of tools. I've used tons of hot irons and curling irons and blow dryers on my hair. Even when you brush your hair, it's considered damaging to your hair. If you have a specific color in mind that you really want, I would definitely go to a beauty supply store. I know Sally's open to the public, but I know there's a lot of beauty supply stores that aren't open to the public. If you have a friend of yours who has a Sally's card or has a Cosmoprof card and they can go and get specific colors for you, definitely bring your color in, because I know that my salon does not have this color. It's really specific and very different than everything else that everyone gets at my salon, so I have to bring my colors in. They are getting more brighter colors in as time progresses because I've been convincing them to do that, but I would definitely, if you have a specific color in mind, bring it with you and call ahead to ask if that's okay, because some salons aren't okay with that because it's not in their salon, but some of them will do that. So you know, when you go to like a nail polish place or a nail place and you can bring your own color in and they'll do your own nails, it's kind of the same thing. Just ask ahead just to make sure that they actually do honor that kind of a thing. 2 seconds ago I mentioned lift and levels. Lift is what we consider to be how light your hair gets, or how much a lightener lightens your hair. So if you come in and you say, if you have like my color hair and you say I want to lift my hair color 2 levels, I know that you want to open your hair, or not open it, but lighten it 2 levels. So you want to be a little bit lighter than what it is now. So that with that, I would use 20 volume developer. So developers are very important. So a 10 volume developer, you would only be lifting one level. But we also use 10 volume developers to deposit color into your hair. So yesterday I did I deposited some color. I did a little bit darker in my hair. It's not a deep violet, it fades into a blue. This wasn't touched, this all was. So we use a 10 volume developer along with the color that I chose. So when you want to develop or deposit a color into the hair, or if you want to lift your hair at least one level, you use a 10 volume one. It's very easy to understand. So if you want to lift your levels 2 levels, you use a 20 volume. If you want to lift 3 levels, you do a 30. If you want to do 4 or more levels, you do a 40. I don't think there's anything above a 40 that's going to be safe for your hair. If you use anything other than that, it's going to be hydrogen peroxide, and that is like the most damaging way to do your hair. Levels is the unit of measurement on how light your hair gets. So we have 2 different charts. We have one level that has all the natural colors to your hair, and then the other level chart is going to have all the colors that are going to be lifted, that the colors that your natural hair colors are going to be lifted to. So we have, let's say you have dark brown hair. The first level it's going to be lifted to is going to be like a dark red, like a deep red, because that's always going to be the contributing pigment with the dark color. So when you lighten your hair or you lift your hair color, no matter, depending on how light your hair is or how dark your hair is, you're always going to look, you can go from that chart to the other chart and see what result you're going to get. A typical service on my hair really depends on what I want. So if I wanted to get my hair, all this is stripped out, everything, and I want my natural hair color back, it would take an all-day thing for me. They would need to lighten my hair out to get it, strip it all this color out of it, and then deposit a natural color back into it, which mine would be dark black, or not dark black, like a bluish black or dark brown. Would look, those 2 colors look most natural on me. I really enjoy doing bright colors in my hair. I love having the funky colors because as a cosmetologist, as a makeup artist, I find that having that extra like little spark of creativity on my body, aside from my makeup, just adds to my personality even more. So there are different reasons why people do things like this, why they color their hair. People want to cover gray hair. People want to create a fashion statement like me. I love bright colors, like I just said. Some people want to accentuate a haircut. Some people want to enhance a hair color they have already. It really depends on what you want. So if you want to do bright colors like this, you're going to need to lighten your hair. And that would need a double process lightening. And for that, you would need, what that really entails is, first they would lighten your hair to the contributing pigment that you would need to get the hair color that you want. Contributing pigment is the hair color that appears after your hair is lightened. Now, how that works is this. Say if you wanted a deep dark red and or a deep fiery red, how about that? We'll go a little bit brighter. A fiery red. I would know as a color artist, is what we're called, I would know to lift your hair, if you have darker hair, that one level to the deep, like at least like a coppery red or any kind of red shade, because the always, as long as your hair is dark, the first level to lift to is going to be a red. It depends on how dark it is, how bright that red's going to be. So I would know to lift your hair one color to the contributing pigment of the deep red, and then put the color back into it. That's a double process hair color. So that's what normally people do a lot of in hair color situations. They do double processes. There is single processing, but that's just doing your hair and getting it light and being done with it. So yeah. But the colors that I use, that I suggest to you guys, it's either Manic Panic, which I have right here, and you can find Manic Panic at Hot Topic. This is the amplified one. This is the really bright one that I really like a lot. Manic Panic is really good because it's vegan, which means it's not going to damage your hair. It's just really, really nice, and the colors are super, super bright, and they have so many nice, really pretty bright colors. So I use that, or I use these. These are the Color Brilliance Brights Ion. This one is the semi-permanent one. This was in the shade Aqua. So this is what I have right now on my ends. I know the coloring, the lighting here isn't that good, but my ends are really pretty aquamarine blue. It's gorgeous. So these are the colors that I use. I find mine at Sally's, and if you have a card with them, especially if you're a student in cosmetology school, you get so many discounts there. It's ridiculous, which is why I stock up on a lot of things that I do, because I absolutely love having just backups of different hair colors. Like today, after I'm done with this video, I have to go back in and redo my ends because they're starting to fade a little bit right in this area. So if you are in the salon and you want to get something like I have, so I have dark up top and it fades into a really pretty color, that's considered an ombre. And believe it or not, they actually categorize ombres with highlighting. So this is what would be considered a special effects hair color. So when you go into a salon, you say, "Oh, I want to do an ombre." They're gonna know what you mean, but you need to be specific on how you want it. So if you want to have an ombre, if you want to have like light to dark or dark to light, if you want it to be like really pretty gradient right in the middle, you need to make sure you tell them everything. So you can do 3 different colors, you can do 2 different colors, you can do 1 color that just goes from light to dark. It depends on what you want, but just be sure to tell your color stylist exactly how you want your hair. Now, I'm going to go into like the little things I do before and after I get my hair done to end this video. So before I know I want to get my hair done, especially if I'm going to lighten it, I always schedule a deep conditioning treatment. So I enjoy getting those done because it brings life back into your hair, and it really helps to get your hair to not look so damaged. Because a lot of the reasons why people have dead ends are because their ends are very damaged, and ends are very easy to damage very quickly. So that's why you always see people getting their ends trimmed or getting layers in. They just wanted to decrease the look of how damaged your hair is, which makes sense. But the best way to avoid having that much damage be that visible is to just not damage your hair. But you're here because you want to do your hair and you want to get it done, so it's going to be damaged no matter what. But there are ways to take care of your hair. My favorite way, again, is to deep condition my hair, and I do that about a week, for about 3 to 4 weeks before I get my hair serviced to the color that I want, depending on if I'm lighting it or not. If I'm going to be deepening the color, I still like to get it done once or twice before I actually get the service done. But if I'm going to be lightening it and I know it's going to be bleached, I really like to do at least a month before of deep conditioning treatment, so my hair at least has some health to it before I even go in and lighten it. So that's the best thing to do. I also like to use coconut oil. Coconut oil has a lot of really good product to it that can really do really good things for your hair. I do a coconut oil mask on my hair about once a month normally, and I do double that with my deep conditioning treatments, and that just adds life to my hair. My hair is very shiny. I mean, you can see this is healthy hair. It's not healthy, and you wouldn't think that it's healthy because it's so colored, but my hair is healthy because I take good care of it. When you do get it done, avoid as much heat as possible on your hair, because I'm telling you this now, especially if you're lightening your hair. If your hair is lightened, heat will only make it that much more damaged, and it's going to be so hard to get that conditioning back into it and make your hair that much nicer before. As you can see, my hair has been lightened, it's been bleached, but I try to avoid using as much of hot tools as humanly possible, and all I do is do just deep conditioning treatments, do masks. So yeah, try to do all that beforehand. One thing that I should tell you guys, and hopefully you guys have professional salons doing your hair for you, if they're truly professionals, the salon people will tell you to get a strand test done or a patch test. A patch test and a strand test are different. A patch test is something that we do to check if you are allergic to our product. So if you come in, you're supposed to come in 24 to 48 hours before your service to get a patch test done, because that way that gives us time to see how you react to our product. So if your hair or if your skin has any reaction to it, or if you have any allergic reactions to it, then we know we cannot service you at our salon. It could just be you're allergic to one thing out of all things we use. It could be just one ingredient in the color that we choose. It depends on how you react on it. If you come up negative, that means you can go ahead with the service. But if you come up positive for allergic reaction, we cannot service you whatsoever. And if any salon does not offer that to you, that means they're not very professional, and you should probably go to somebody who does offer patch tests first. Especially if you're a virgin hair color person, ask for a patch test, because I'm telling you this now, it's important. A strand test is different. That's more for us. That gives us the opportunity to see how your hair reacts to the product. Say the reaction time, how long it takes to process. That gives us that kind of idea, so that we know how long we should have to be with you for your processing. That also gives us the end result of how your hair will look with the color, but it also gives us the look of how your hair is going to be after, the health of your hair after the service. So we know what to suggest to you guys after your service is done. So if your hair is damaged after it, we know to give you guys special treatment for your hair so it stays healthy at least, or it gets healthier after we're done with servicing you. If you have a specific color in mind that you really want, I would definitely go to a beauty supply store. I know Sally's open to the public, but I know there's a lot of beauty supply stores that aren't open to the public. If you have a friend of yours who has a Sally's card or has a Cosmoprof card and they can go and get specific colors for you, definitely bring your color in, because I know that my salon does not have this color. It's really specific and very different than everything else that everyone gets at my salon, so I have to bring my colors in. They are getting more brighter colors in as time progresses, because I've been convincing them to do that. But I would definitely, if you have a specific color in mind, bring it with you and call ahead to ask if that's okay, because some salons aren't okay with that because it's not in their salon, but some of them will do that. So you know, when you go to like a nail polish place or a nail place and you can bring your own color in and they'll do your own nails, it's kind of the same thing. Just ask ahead just to make sure that they actually do honor that kind of a thing. So hopefully I answered all your questions. If you have any more questions, please feel free to leave them down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!